piece of shit.
Were we?
Yes.
But it's good to see you, Menace. We'll call this the UFC 275 preview.
Yeah.
Big event. Dennis Bermudez is excited for it.
Oh, I think you're more excited than him.
Why do you say this?
Because you're what you deem in your head as your future wife is fighting.
I don't deem anyone my future wife. That's just a line I say to girls to make them think like, oh, he might marry me.
He's serious.
Who, me?
Well, no, you're like, you give me my future wife. You're like, oh my God, he's serious.
Yeah.
He really means...
Like, okay, check. Marriage is like a thing he says. It's in his playbook. It's like, no, bitch. No, bitch. But it's good to see you, Dennis Bermudez.
Likewise.
We'll call this a 0.5er. You know, Menace is so busy at the moment. That's what it is. I can't lock Menace down with his schedule.
It's tough between trying to be dad of the year. What's pretty cool right now is that my kids aren't in any sports right this second. Trying to work as much as possible to get the dinero to, live the lifestyle I would like to live. And then working on my fitness. That's a big deal to me.
But yeah, big fight card this weekend. Even that, what you said to me was, who's fighting? That guy that we always pick against. We don't mean to. We just know Father Time is undefeated.
Yeah.
And I don't know what he is right now. 43? 42. Jiří is 29.
And I saw Jiří was training with, he just finished up his fight camp with the Hickman Bros.
And so where was he doing that? At their new gym in Thailand?
I think so.
So he was just at Fight Ready as well, training with Cejudo and Eric Albarracin and that whole team. Well traveled, and I think, what has he won? 25 fights in a row or some shit? 15 fights in a row, something like that. And then there's Glover. I mean, we could start a little... It was almost one of those cards where for you or me, unless we go deep dive, we're rattling off. You know, like the undercard, you don't... The early prelims, you don't know a person.
Yeah, I do.
Do you have it up on your screen?
I'm about to.
Yeah.
UFC 275?
Yeah. The prelims, Fialho's fighting. You know that guy?
Whittaker versus Marvin got canceled?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I believe an injury. Robert Whittaker is hurt.
Hurt.
Happens to the best of them. Did you ever pull out of any fights? I remember one from staff.
Yeah, that was it. The Andre Fialho and Jake Matthews is a good scrap.
That's a good one. Brendan Allen is another Sanford guy. He was at the Khabib event. We were like standing next to him at one point.
Andre Fialho, he fought in May. This is a pretty quick turnaround.
He gave a good speech or a good promo after his fight. He was like, Dana, I'm ready next week. He said like something like that. Like, anytime you need me, because even that fight, I believe, was short notice, or the fight before it was short notice.
You TKO'd the guy. This guy's an animal. He fought in April.
Wait. All of his fights might have been short notice, too. Not 100%, but I know.
He fought in April. His last fight was in May. And now he's fighting June. That's pretty wild.
And what did he win? Did he win?
All of his fights, he TKOs the guy in the first round, so that's why.
So he's won 3 in a row?
No, he lost a decision to Piera back in January.
Okay, but like I said, if you go down the card a little bit, do you care to pick, or not like an insulting way? You just don't know any of the fighters, right?
Choi Seung-Woo, is that like a newer guy? No, that's not the guy from Alpha Male, right? I don't know this guy.
No, that's not the guy you're thinking of.
Well, it's at the main card.
Whittaker versus Vettori was going to be pretty good.
Yeah. Is that where it was going to be on the card?
Where?
Like the opener?
No.
Of the main card?
Maybe. That'd be good. I know what they did that with Gaethje and Chandler. It gets people in the building early, but this is Singapore, or where I think they're in Singapore. They're going to be.
No, I think they're fucking. Aren't they in Vegas?
No, Singapore.
Oh, the last fight was in Vegas. No.
The fight night, or the UFC, the numbered UFC. Yeah. So we'll start here. Jake Matthews, Andre Fialho.
I like Andre. Matthews is a very strong guy, but I don't think his striking is as on point as Andre's. Andre, like, I worked with him a little bit down at what it was Hard Knocks 365. And yeah, he just comes from like a lot of different angles. And he just does the age kickboxing kiss really good. Just keeps it simple. Just, very, very good defense. He like tucks his chin and has his hands up high.
I'm going Fialho as well. You want to go for the names on these next two? Steve Garcia I can get, but that other dude, that's a name.
Hayisaer Maheshate?
We'll go for that.
Doesn't look definitely looks Asian, but doesn't look like.
I was just gonna say that. Not your typical Chinese MMA fighter look.
Yeah.
But 6-1 versus 12-4. Lost to Luis Pena.
How many fights does Hauscher have in the UFC?
At 6-1, can't be many.
Yeah, and what about Steve Garcia? How many does he have in the UFC? I mean, that's what. Whoever's been fighting tougher competition longer, I think, is going to get the W.
Yeah, this guy has fought no competition. The Chinese guy, other than the guy to get into. He fought a guy in the Contender Series.
Okay.
This is his first fight in the UFC.
I'm going to go Garcia.
The other guy's 1-1 in the UFC.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go Garcia as well. Jackson Wink versus China. Unless this guy's training somewhere in the States, I think Garcia's getting better rounds. Seung-Woo Choi versus Joshua Culibao.
Culibao. I'm gonna go Joshua. Okay. 1 less win, 3 less losses.
Ooh, I watched this other dude fight before. I remember his last fight against Caceres. He's tough.
But he lost to Caceres.
He lost to Caceres, but Caceres is like tough and savvy. I feel like even Caceres right now, at 19, he just lost to Sadiq Youssef, but he was on like a 6-fight winning streak. He was coming into like a good space. Right,
yeah, but as soon as they up the ante on him with some competition.
I'm going to go Joshua as well. What do we have, though, for Joshua? Is this his first fight in the UFC?
Oh.
No, he's 1-1. 1-1. Good guys, though.
I'm going to go Brendan Allen on the next one.
Who's his opponent?
Jacob Malkoun from McCown.
Jacob Malkoun. Okay, this will actually be a tough fight. I remember this guy.
I just feel like Brendan just has way more experience.
Brendan Allen's really tough.
Yeah.
And skilled. He just beat Sam Alvey. He beat Puna, Soriano, lost to Strickland, beat Kevin Holland. He's got some good wins. I will go Brendan Allen as well.
Who did you have winning between Whittaker and Vettori?
Whittaker.
Sames. Close fight. I think it would still be a battle, but.
What's his name could have surprised me. Vettori. You know, who beat Vettori? Just
Adesanya, right?
Adesanya.
Yeah.
So Vettori could surprise you there and be like, oh no, Vettori.
Sure.
Here.
He's the younger guy, right?
Yeah, but was that you I was just speaking to about that recently? The last Adesanya fight. That was close with Whittaker.
Yeah.
Really close.
Yeah, yes.
Like, and obviously, every fight is one punch can change so much, but Whittaker versus Adesanya was like one or two moments, not even big moments, could have changed those rounds for Whittaker. They were like really close rounds. But that fight's off now. So, Jack, Della, Maddalena versus Ramazan, Emeev.
Ramazan's 35, so that's not in his favor exactly. But what's he, like a Russian?
His name seems Russian.
Which those guys are always a fucking battle.
Yeah, this dude's from Dagestan.
And he's got like almost twice as many fights. Well, no, he does have twice as many fights. I'm going to go with the veteran here. 10 years older, but just those guys are so hard to break.
I mean, this dude... Oh, he's young. Jack...
He's 25.
He's 25 from Australia, but he hasn't lost in... he hasn't fought any competition, though, of, like,
right.
record-wise. Yeah. So this is his big step up here. I'm going to go Ramazan.
Okay.
Who are you going with?
Yeah, same. That's what I said. I'm going to go with the experience here. Experience guy. I think it's just the same. Like, he'll probably get a takedown. You know, he's not going to take a ton of dip. You know what I mean?
And, I mean, obviously, I should have been reading off odds for every fight, but I was trying to get the page to load. Finally loaded. That fight, Jack is the favorite.
Okay.
150, minus 150. Emeev is plus 130.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty close.
The biggest favorite of the undercard is actually Brendan Allen. Minus 270.
He's the biggest favorite?
Of the undercard.
Okay.
The biggest favorite of the whole card is Valentina.
Oof.
But so...
Yeah, I never heard of this Talia Santos, but we'll get there in a second.
She could do it.
I disagree.
The way it's any given night, any given Sunday type of thing.
Yeah, and you say that about girls, but I think Valentina is one of those, she always shows up and is...
Yeah, Valentina's the exception to that, but at the same time, Talia Santos, we'll look at her record, we'll dive into her record, but I think
19-1.
Something crazy. But Michael, what is this, Manel Kape? Manel Kape versus...
Rogerio.
Bontorin.
I'm so bad with these names.
I'm good at names if I could read. Right now I think
you're pretty good. Yeah.
Right now I have terrible vision.
Do you have odds for this one? This one's a tough one for me, I feel. I don't know. I don't really...
Kape is a sizable favorite, minus 220.
I was thinking that just of all from appearance here.
Rogerio is plus 185.
In general, I like the fighter that has more fights.
They got similar records. 2 losses separates them. But this dude is the dude who knocked out Odie Osborne. So this dude's tough. He's got a couple of solid wins. Only been beaten by decision in the UFC. Choked out by Hiraguchi.
Who?
Manel Kape.
Okay.
So deserves to be the favorite. He's fought the better competition. Oh no, never mind. The other dude's fought really good guys, but he hasn't beaten them. Or he beat Rulian Paiva. He lost to Ray Borg, Kaikara France, Brandon Royval. So Manel Kape, is he that level of fighter? Is the question.
Well, we're gonna find out. come June 11th.
Who you going? Is it June 11th? Who you going with?
Yeah, I said Kape.
Okay.
I just got more fights.
All right, I think I'll go Kape as well. Next up, Weili Zhang versus your friend Joanna Jędrzejczyk.
I gotta go with Joanna champion. We had her on the show, kind of. We spoke with her. We had fun with her, and I think she's.
We got to get on schedule, and she'll come on. But hopefully, she doesn't.
I think she's gonna level up for this fight. You know what I mean? She knows what to expect. I think she knows what to do.
She hasn't fought since that fight.
How long ago was the last one?
Remember, we were at, where were we? Swing Bellies, eating the barbecue, and we drank probably like 200 drinks.
That long ago?
That's how long ago it was. It was right before they shut the country
before
down.
COVID.
It was right before they shut the world down.
Yo, you just made me very hungry.
Why? Because that barbecue was good.
Oh my gosh. My mouth is watering.
And so, since then, it's been a minute. Weili was fighting, but Weili lost twice to Rose.
Right. Which can take someone out of your sails,
For sure. I mean, she got knocked out, but then the last fight was a split decision.
Next fight?
Well, hold on. We'll look at the odds for this one.
Okay.
I mean, Weili won the first fight, right?
Right.
Joanna is the dog in this one. Plus 140.
Which I figured.
I'm seeing her at plus 150 some spots.
Okay.
Minus 160 for Weili. So, yeah, we're going with Joanna here. She's tied up right now with some other guy, but once she's single.
Slide that over my DM.
Well, yeah, once she's single. If she marries this guy, good for him. Congratulations, guy. But when he slips up and I happen to be in Florida and she happens to be in Florida.
Would you fight him for her in her honor?
Today. Valentina Shevchenko versus Talia Santos.
Valentina.
Talia Santos is plus 400. And I think Talia Santos might be... Is she undefeated in the UFC? She's 19-1.
Who would she lose to?
She lost to Mara Barella, split decision in 2019. Her first fight in the UFC, actually. She is 4-0 since. She doesn't have the most impressive resume, but any given Sunday. But yes, Valentina should smoke her. The worst, not the worst, but the worst for her is when you go on Valentina's Tapology, it's a picture of Jessica I, the back of Jessica I, and Valentina's shin glanced off her forehead.
Tough.
Yeah, that was a tough one. So, main event, Jiří Procházka, Glover Teixeira. Let's see. Ooh, let's see that actually. Ooh. Yeah. They got Jiří as a minus 200 favorite.
When Glover won the title, did he knock the guy out or he won a decision?
Rocked him with a left hook and then took him down and choked him out. I forget. I think beat the shit out of him too. Like on the ground. And then made him turn over, turtle, put the hooks in. He was like sliding across the face and Jan was reaching like before anything. Like was like, just go ahead and take it. I'm done. You were tougher, better man tonight.
Which that guy was probably just living his best life as a champion, not doing the right thing,
Well, that old thing. It's easier to become champion than it is to stay champion.
Yeah. This is Glover's first defense, right?
Yes. And much love to Glover. I think it's great what he's doing. He's the second oldest champion, I think, in UFC history. But The only reason anyone's even pretending to be champion right now is because Jon Jones. I saw this one thing. Well, here, we'll pick real quick and then we'll get into this. Who do you think? You think Glover pulls it off?
I would like for him to. Listen, I'm a fan of this man. You know? But I also think Jiří is like a fucking. He throws some wild. He's hard to train for with like the way he throws the elbows, the way he fights. You know what I'm saying? Because just getting someone to train like he fights is dangerous for you. You might get cut open, the elbow pad slips. So, you know what I mean? So,
the last couple, Fabio Maldonado. It's a good win. A little old past his prime. CB Dalloway, a little older. I think he might have retired now. But then he came into the UFC, knocked out Volkan Ozdemir, and knocked out Dominic Reyes. So he's only 2-0 in the UFC, and he's getting a title shot.
Well, I mean, he beat a title contender, you know.
But, yeah, the only reason he's getting a title shot is how he beat Volkan Ozdemir and Dominic Reyes.
Right.
How he beat them. Like, if he was split decisioning them...
he's still working ranks.
This title fight is probably someone else's.
Yeah, but I'm going to go with Jiří. I think he's a mean guy, and he never second guesses his like wild shit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He just sends it, and there's not many openings either how he sends it.
Going Glover Teixeira.
Mm-hmm.
But this will be that time where he comes in and he's moving 3 miles an hour and he looks old as fuck.
Yeah. Like I saw him hit mitts like this. He's like completely drenched, soaking wet. Looked like he just got out of a pool. But
that's my heart. If I'm betting, I'm going Jiří. And obviously a good parlay to look into would probably be Joanna, Valentina, and Jiří.
Okay.
In my opinion. You know, because Glover does get a little wild on the feet. Every fight has been his winning streak, and not the title fight. His winning streak and everything but the title fight have been comebacks. He almost died, and then he got his hands on the guy, cleared his head. You know, the commentators were like, oh, it looks like he's back now, you know, because he was like fucked.
Yeah.
And then he grapples people. So that's the thing, too. We haven't seen, unless you watch fights outside the UFC and really study Jiří, his ground game. There's a chance Glover gets on top of him and just fucking melts his guard like butter and mounts him and beats him up.
For sure. 1,000,000%. Yes.
Glover's not going to scout this fight and be like, going in there to knock him out. I'm going to exchange with him. He's got to be like, couple punches and I'm gonna wrestle.
Well, that's what me and you were saying. Like, dude, times against this man's, you know, he just started taking people down. He's not banging with these dudes.
Changed everything.
Yeah.
But
that makes me want to
But the start of that was him shooting and changing, and then I'm telling you, the last like 3 or 4 fights, he's been forced to grapple. You know, like he's been fucked on the feet, like he face plants and then he's tough and stays in there.
Man, that makes me want to change my... Because like you said, he definitely could take this guy down and fucking melt it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this dude's a big, physical... He might have that throw him off you takedown defense.
It's hard to... Because... The guys he beat already don't wrestle.
He's beaten some wrestlers before the UFC, but they didn't try to wrestle him. King Mo. He knocked out King Mo, but King Mo also has a win over him. Fajita. Like, there's some grapplers in there, but I'd have to watch the fights to see if they try to wrestle him.
I'm taking back my thing. I'm going Glover.
Okay, why? I was just picking with my heart. And then every time I do pick with my heart, I always think back to Ung Lasung saying you can never pick with your heart. It's bad. It's a bad way to bet.
I don't
and he's Asian, or he's Burmese. You know how they gamble, You know.
He said that, right?
It's like a thing in general.
Wasn't he like, if you want to bet, you call it?
And he gambles, yeah. But UFC 275 preview, Jiří, or are we going Glover? It's kind of a parlay. Try to put that parlay sprinkle. See how you could sprinkle that two ways. But I think Jiří probably.
When you put in for parlays, let me know. I'll throw $2. I feel like I got a few.
Man, though, it's such a heartbreaker, too, because you look at Glover. Glover's kind of like JDS. They look alike, and they're just so nice. They're so, like Fight Week. Like Fight Week Dennis most of the time. Like, most guys, like, you're fucking in a bad mood, you're angry. I feel like Glover and JDS just like...
No, I'm not that bad.
You know what I mean. If all fighters are here, and here's bad, Glover and JDS are, like, always jovial.
I was actually watching my one of my videos on YouTube of Fight Week in Salt Lake City when I fought what's his name? Honey Jason.
Okay.
I'm in like a sick mood the whole thing.
You're in a sick mood, like a good mood?
Yeah.
Oh.
Watch it. Smiling every time, like.
Yeah. He must
have also being on camera like takes your mind off of like.
Distracts you a little bit, or you had a good weight cut.
Well, it could be both.
Yeah, but it was good seeing you for this preview. We'll definitely talk more. We got to do a Joanna video, a podcast, and some stuff.
All right, very well. Yeah. Well, see you later.